Hi everybody, my name is Stacy Aiello and I'm a junior communications major and health science minor at Wittenberg. In this video, I will explain to you what I've learned from my critical methods course and how to apply it to artifacts in everyday life. Before I get into this, it's important to define exactly what the goal of rhetorical criticism is. According to Foss, rhetorical criticism is the process of thinking about symbols, discovering how they work, and trying to figure out why they affect us. Throughout critical methods, I have learned to apply rhetorical criticism and the significance of becoming a rhetorical critic. In order to apply rhetorical criticism, it is important to break down the chosen text and analyze interactions between the message of the artifact, the reader, and an audience. For my final paper, I have chosen to analyze the television series The Office American Version. I'll be using features of narrative criticism to identify the objective of this series. For those of you who may not know, The Office is a mockumentary that follows the lives of quirky office employees of a fictional paper company called Dunder Mifflin. As I investigate the 2 episodes from Season 4, Dinner Party and Job Fair, I'll be answering my research question, how do television series use comedy to impart life lessons? Out of the hundreds of enormously popular episodes the series has, I decided to pick these 2 because they have humorously bizarre plots that portray life's most awkward situations, but they also distribute some valid and meaningful life lessons. Before I get into the analysis, I will give some background information on narrative criticism. As humans, we are story-generating and story-consuming beings. We collect and analyze narratives to communicate and to help us understand the world and all the experiences life has to offer. Walter R. Fisher has influenced the development of the narrative paradigm and what it is today. Narratives are composed of 8 features that can be applied to several artifacts. These include setting, character, narrator, events, temporal relations, audience, theme, and type of narrative. I'll be looking at character, narrator, and type of narrative in the investigation of my artifact. The first narrative I will discuss is the eventful episode Dinner Party. The events in this episode chronicles a tragic dinner party at boss Michael Scott's house. A handful of employees, Jim, Pam, Andy, and Angela, are forced into attending. Throughout the episode, Michael and his girlfriend Jan create awkward tension for their guests that creates laugh-out-loud moments for the viewers. First, Jim and Pam get a tour of the house, while Jan and Michael shoot passive-aggressive comments at each other, clearly showing that there are relationship issues happening. After watching this episode, I concur that the main points this episode strives to teach are 1. Keep professional and personal relationships separate, and 2. Do not force something to work that clearly isn't working. In this series as a whole, there is never one distinct narrator. Each character plays a role in telling the story of each episode through single-camera comedy. This technique allows the camera crew to act as a fly in the wall while recording all daily activity. Individually, the characters have one-on-one interactions with the camera to provide viewers with a realization of watching an actual documentary. By forming the show this way, this technique subtly points out the life lessons seeking to be learned. We find out that through one-on-one discussion commentary, some background information of the characters' motives.
Michael has asked Pam and me to dinner at least 9 times, and every time we've been able to get out of it. But I gotta give him credit. He got me, because I'm starting to suspect that there was no assignment from corporate.
As you can see, Jim informs the viewers that Michael is the abnormal boss who desperately tries to be close friends with his employees. Michael makes everybody plan to stay late for work so they can clear their schedules and tricks them into attending dinner with him and Jan. In these little revealing narrations, we find that his efforts undoubtedly always work against him in several episodes. This is one instance where the life lesson of not forcing that something isn't working comes into play. The next feature within narrative criticism in the show that will be discussed is characters. Within the episode Dinner Party, 2 conflicting characters that raise a lot of conflict and tension are Michael and Jan. One particular example of this is when Michael gives Jim and Pam a tour of his bedroom.
What a cute bench. Thanks, that's my bed. Jen has some space issues, so I curl up on that puppy.
Really? Because it seems pretty narrow and short.
It's actually a lot bigger than it seems. Look at that.
See? It fits perfectly.
This scene relates back to the concept of forcing something to work that clearly isn't meant to be. the audience can sense uncomfortableness through Michael's laughter on the issue. This also always relates back to the idea of keeping romantic relationships separate from work. It's apparent that Jim and Pam do not want to be involved but are forced into the situation at hand. The last feature that lends to fulfilling this narrative's objective is the type of narrative, which is comedy. Other genres of television shows without fail can offer life lessons, but comedic series seem to do so in a more natural and satisfying way. The Office is known for its 30-minute hilarious plots and exaggerated yet relatable life events. The comedy within the dinner party episode supports the delivery of 2 life lessons mentioned previously in memorable ways. Throughout the episode, the audience can tell that Michael and Jan's relationship is strained through entertaining snide comments.
So Michael ran through the sliding glass door because he thought he heard the ice cream truck.
Stop it. I mean, I like ice cream, okay? Sue me. Oh, no, don't. I shouldn't say that jokingly because she will sue me. She loves to sue. She loves lawsuits.
As you can see, viewers can extract dosages of life lessons through seemingly major and minor comedic scenes. Because of time, I could not go into my second episode analysis, but overall, The Office has been excellent when it comes to subtly slipping in these moral life lessons. Take a look at any episode, and you are sure to find wisdom being given in some way. After taking this course, I become better at finding a deeper meaning within contexts. My critical thinking skills allow me to not just passively consume the things around me, but actively consider the artifacts I'm taking in.